Right now, my focus on Cerrone, and so if you want to move up, I'm here. It's gonna be easy money.
That wasn't the question, but ask yourself, ask yourself truthfully. If Dana rang you and said, you don't have to fight Cerrone, you can fight McGregor, even though Cerrone was still fit, would you take it? You're damn right you take it.
Of course, man. Easy
Because
money.
I
Of
change
course,
your
you
bum
get
life.
easy money, man.
I can make you
Look
rich.
at you, man.
I change your bum life. You fight me, it's a
Of course you
celebration.
can. I will beat you.
When you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. You ring back home, you ring your wife. Baby, we done it. We're rich, baby. Conor McGregor made us rich. Break out the red panties. We're rich, baby. So don't say you would not take that fight, because you would take that fight like everyone else up here would take the fight against me if it was offered, regardless of belts or any of that shit. I'm the money fight in the male shit at all weight divisions. So fuck.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Maximum Libertarian. As you can see, we did it, baby. The United States has crossed a glorious milestone, courtesy of the Democrats and the Republicans. Oh, we're $30 trillion now in national debt. Congratulations, everybody. That's on me. That's on you. That's on everyone. So please, let's break out champagne. If you got red panties, please break them out right now. Let's celebrate this glorious occasion. Don't you say? Huh? So, all right, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, I am Brian. I am with Maximum Libertarian. If you haven't already, please click the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, like and share this video. Go over to our Twitter account and Getter account. It's the same thing at We Are Max Lib. And you can follow us there. I'll post all the stories that we talk about tonight right there. Makes it easy for you, makes it easy for us. You know what I'm saying? All right, so let's get to the big first story coming from MSN.com. National debt surpasses $30 trillion for the first time. It's a CNN article. So, all right, but it's this is glorious. Thank you, Republicans. Thank you, Democrats. You work so tirelessly for us. Okay, it says here the America's national debt just hit another sobering milestone. Total public debt outstanding is now above 30 trillion, according to a Treasury Department data published Tuesday. Government borrowing accelerated during the COVID-19 pandemic. Washington spent aggressively to cushion the economic blow from the crisis. The national debt surged by about 7 trillion since the end of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, let me bring you back to remember it was because the government did the lockdowns, shut the economy down. The world economy was shut down. This is what caused it. Now what's happened is they're going to pretend that it was the pandemic and it was this, but they caused the issue here. Don't forget that. When you go to the ballot box in November, remember Republicans and Democrats alike worked tirelessly to shut down the country. Okay, now I know there's a few Republicans that bucked the system, like Ron DeSantis or Governor Abbott over in Texas, but still, there was a lot of rhinos out there that were standing side by side with the Democrats to help do this. It says right here, this is a great line. It's impossible to know how much debt is too much, and economists remain divided over how big of a problem this really is. But the latest debt milestone comes at a delicate time of borrowing as costs are expected to rise. Yeah, because we continuously print money. What is it? And I might be wrong. So if I'm wrong, please, you can comment in the comment below and make the corrections. But I think it's like, what is it? 80% of the dollars out there were printed, in the past couple years or some nonsense like that. This is insane. We're playing. So if you just keep going down here, It talks about interest cost alone are projected to surpass $5 trillion over the next 10 years and will amount to nearly half the federal revenue by 2051, according to the Peter G. Peterson Foundation, an organization focused on raising awareness to the fiscal challenge. Kelly pointed out that the raising borrowing costs will limit how much money Washington spent on other priorities like climate change and free health care and free college and free fill in the blank. See, that's where I have a big issue with the Democrats or the far left. They promise their constituents, they promise the people that follow them things that they cannot fulfill. And if they do fulfill on it, they're going to drive them right into a wall. So it's almost like, hey, I'm going to get you a taxi to drive you to wherever you want, but the driver is going to be, 3 sheets to the wind, been drinking whiskey all night, but they'll be okay. That's what they've done. And now they're going to just send you off into the nether. And you know what? Good luck. So let's keep on going down here. This is some other good stuff we got going on. The federal government now owes almost $8 trillion to foreign and international investors led by Japan and China. Boy, China, good. Eventually, that will need to be paid back with interest. That means American taxpayers will be paying for retirement of the people in Japan and China who are our creditors. This is great to hear. The 30 trillion, let's see, right here. The 30 trillion national debt figure somewhat inflated by the fact that a chunk of the money is owed by the government itself. This is a debt held by Social Security and other government trust funds. So-called intragovernmental holdings total more than $6 trillion. Still, the national debt has skyrocketed in the recent decades. And if you come down here, total national debt stood at $9.2 trillion in December of 2007. And that was when the Great Recession was beginning. But luckily, Obama came in and helped us. All right, and then right here, if you go here, it says when Donald Trump took office, the national debt stood at $20 trillion. So 9.2, and then it was up to $20 trillion. They went on to in here to blame President Trump, as they said that he did not have to do the tax cuts in 2017 at a time when the economy was booming and needed no fiscal stimulation, stimulation. Yeah. The 2017 tax cuts and Jobs Act will add $1 to $2 trillion in federal debt between 2018 and 2025, according to the Tax Policy Center. Well, so here we go. Trump was following Obama, who was following Bush in the aspect of he was, getting in the car and he was going to just raise the debt. I think if you remember correctly, President Trump promised to cut the national debt in half after his first term, which that would have been no way since President Trump was the leader during the government shutdown. I understand the president can only do so much. Governors, you have these other people in Congress, so they're going to be that check and balances. But he was not sounding the alarm. He was the one that kept Anthony Fauci on his board and kept this nonsense going. So Donald Trump, as much as he did some things okay, he's got to take responsibilities of things like that. Now, if you want to talk about the tax cuts real quick, yes, tax cuts should always happen. The government does not deserve to put their hands in your pocket to waste the money. But when you do a tax cut, this is to any Republican or conservative, constitutional conservatives out there, because I know Democrats don't really care. But if you're going to do a tax cut, you've got to cut spending. Let me repeat. If you cut taxes, you must cut spending. Okay, so if it's a 1% here, you cut 1% here. The end, and everything will balance out. So if you keep on going down in this little small article, it talks about the political polarization. And let's see, Peterson said the principal drivers of the dangerous fiscal situations remain an aging population and elevated healthcare costs. He blamed Republicans and Democrats alike for running up the national debt. Yeah, no shit. They're the only ones in charge, right? And they make sure that they're the only ones in charge with their phony, trumped up ballot access laws that they've got throughout the United States of America. And then the Presidential Debate Commission won't allow all the candidates that are on to 50 states. They won't let them on the debate stage. So it's a phony dog and pony show, okay? So if you, let's see, keep on going down here, about 2/3, 67% of Americans in CNN poll, let's see, in December said government spending is a major problem for the nation's economy, below rising costs for food and everyday items. 80% said that was a major problem and roughly on par with the pandemic. Once again, it's more of a threat to us. This is more of a threat to us than climate change, or global warming, or whatever you want to call it. There's things that we can't do in the world to make the planet cooler. I think sometimes it's just natural. There's things outside the atmosphere that's changing the heat, making it hotter, making it colder. There's things. Now, granted, let's not dump garbage into the ponds and lakes and streams. Yeah, that's a good idea. And battery powered cars, when the batteries are no longer usable, we can just dump them in landfills so they can seep into our water supply, and that'll be good for us. And let's not talk about nuclear energy, because why would we want to do something that's actually carbon neutral? But why am I off topic? I'm sorry about that, folks. So if you just keep going down here, let's see. Here we go. Look at this. There's a wide partisan gap on this issue, with 90% of Republicans calling government spending a major problem compared to 70% of the independents, 44% of the Democrats. Pretty nice, huh? In 2020, the total public debt as a percentage of gross domestic product surpassed 100%, years ahead of schedule. For context, Japan's debt to GDP is well beyond 200%. Congratulations, United States. We did it. I just can't. I'm so excited. I'm getting tongue-tied as I talk to you about this nonsense. Addicted to government debt, Jerome Powell said he's the Federal Reserve Chair, which needs to be audited. You can make a big argument to end the Fed, but at a minimum, for God's sake, let's audit it. This private bank, but no one wants to stand up and say it except for people like Ron Paul, who's no longer a congressman. Everyone else keeps their tails between the legs and standing in corners. Let's say Jerome Powell, he had recently acknowledged the fiscal situation can't continue on this trajectory. He said it's an unsustainable path. The debt is not unsustainable level, but the path is unsustainable. That makes absolutely no sense, meaning it's growing faster than the economy, faster than the economy. Okay, there you go, my friends. That's our leader in the Federal Reserve. You know what I'm saying? And, what can I say? We did it, though. We hit that $30 trillion. Like I said, this is going to be on the Twitter, so you can read the entire story. shortly. I will have it up there. And let's bring that down. Eric Bowling, he says, unpopular take, raise full retirement age for Social Security. Well, that's where it's going to go to. And I've heard several people talk about when it comes to Social Security, some ideas that have been floated around is making it more like food stamps. So what they're going to do is they're going to look at your Twitter. They're going to look at your Twitter. They're going to look at how much money you've got in retirement, what you've got in your bank accounts, and do you qualify for it? That's what some people have thrown out there. So it's going to turn into a means tested thing. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I do expect the retirement age to raise for Social Security too, because I think that Ponzi scheme is going to tilt over here very, very soon. And it'll be when I'm about to retire. It ain't going to be, I shouldn't say it's very, very soon. Well, I guess it'll be very soon, but but that's what I wanted to talk to you all tonight about and show you. We did it. Conor McGregor said it best. It's a red panty night. $30 trillion in debt. Congratulations, United States. Congratulations to anyone who votes Republican and Democrat blindly without even following who they who are they voting on. I don't know. That's my team as long as we win. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to call it a day now. So please, once again, if you haven't already, click the subscribe button on our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell, like and share the video. Follow us over on Twitter at WeAreMaxLib. And until tomorrow, my friends, go celebrate. Someone has to. Have a good night.